the 6th and 7th of July 2023, we have a Disability Expo happening at the Excel Centre, London. An event full of inclusive activities, opportunity to network in a safe, accessible environment, panel discussions, and many exhibitors. Putting the I in disability, because I matter. We're more than a disability exhibition, we are a movement. You can register for free at www.disabilityexpo.com.
Yes, hello everybody, good evening and welcome to our Disability Expo preview show. As you can see, I couldn't possibly go through this by myself, so I've enlisted the help of Kat to help intro the show. Now Kat, we're not too far away now, are we? The 6th and 7th of July, 2 days at London Excel Centre. Are you excited for it?
Cannot wait. We can't believe that we're so close to the event now. We're literally 2 weeks away. And we've got so much to shout about, so much planned, so much we're excited for. We thought, let's get everyone together for a celebratory live and just let you know all of the different things that are going on.
Yeah, we've got a lot coming up in the show. A lot of very, very special guests as well. More on that a little bit later. Just a little bit of nice housekeeping, actually. You can register right now for the Disability Expo 2023. There's a few ways you can do it. Just running across the bottom, you can see there is the website, thedisabilityexpo.com. You can visit there, register completely for free. What you also can do is click the link in the body of this broadcast. It'll take you straight through to that website as well. It makes life even easier, doesn't it? But if you're feeling ultra modern, there you go. Get your phone out and scan that QR code. It's just there. If you scan that, again, it will take you straight through to the website. So don't delay. Get it done. Why not? It's completely free to attend and it's going to be a cracking 2 days. Right, Kat?
Absolutely. It's not one to be missed.
It's not one to be missed indeed. Now, we can also see your comments as well. So please do get them in wherever you're watching this. We are live across Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn as well, across the Disability Expo social media channel. So whilst you're there, if you're watching at any of those channels and you haven't liked, retweeted, shared, commented, whatever, please get straight into it because we want to get this out to as many people as possible. Kat, give us a quick overview. What have we got coming up in this show today?
So we're going to be looking at some of our different zones that are going on at the event. We're going to be looking at employability. We're going to be looking at centre stage and some of the performances that you can expect, as well as our people's panel, which discusses a lot of important current disability topics. And that's all about getting your opinions as well. So we really want everyone to be involved in the live today and on the day itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots coming up. So, right, I think we better get on with it, actually, haven't we, Kat? Thank you so much for joining us for this little bit. Don't forget, the live chat is open. If you head over to the Disability Expo on YouTube, have your say. Get in touch with us. This is an interactive show this evening. We'd love to hear from you. We really, really would. We've got some wonderful guests coming up. The first bit we're going to go through, actually, is the centre stage. Why not start right in the heart of it? The centre stage. We're going to be joined by Eve Abley and Adam Pearson, the Grumpy Gits. So let's have a little look at the video and welcome our guests. Kat, thank you, and we'll see you later.
We want all delegates to feel centre stage at Disability Expo. Our main stage will be a platform for entertaining and inclusive content from a wide variety of acts. Here's a taste of our exciting lineup. Britain's Got Talent finalists and self-proclaimed cerebral palsy warrior Eva Abley will be performing a comedy set on both days of our event. That is not to be missed. Our event partners, The Grumpy Git Show, will be recording an episode of their podcast live from the event. Hosts Adam Pearson, Simon Sansom, Chris Lee Smith and Duncan Casburn will be putting the world to rights, discussing everything from serious disability issues to the silliest of questions. The Disabled Inventors Showcase, sponsored by Innovate UK, will shine a spotlight on innovators who have been through the grant process as they demonstrate their products and share their stories. We are working with a number of fashion brands, designers and talent agencies to bring you an inclusive fashion show in which everyone feels represented. Because everyone deserves to feel confident in their clothes and able to express themselves through fashion. Musician, songwriter and neurodiversity advocate Jay Grange will be uniting us all in a song with a live performance of his empowering We Will Rise single, spreading the message of ending inequalities, divisions and prejudice in our society. There is truly something for everyone at Disability Expo this July, so register for your ticket at www.thedisabilityexpo.com for a day full of both fun and discovery.
We will rise.
Oh, yes,
Good morning,
everybody.
good afternoon, and good evening, wherever in the world you happen to be watching this. My name is the glorious Adam Pearson, here to lead you through this session around the centre stage, but I am not alone. Oh, no, no, no. I am joined by the cerebral palsy warrior and Britain's Got Talent legend. It's only Eva Bloody Abley. Eva, how are you doing?
Hi guys, I'm really good, thank you. First of all, I would like to apologise about where I am. I am sitting behind the stage about to go on a show.
That is
Ah,
awesome. How cool is that, Adam? Look at that.
how
True professional Eva.
very dare you
So
be
you might
famous,
have
Eva Abley.
random people walking past and whatever.
We can handle the random people, Miss Abley. So, first question: how's it going? How's the same?
Oh, there you go. That was somebody. That was somebody coming through.
It's going really good, thank you. I'm just very excited for Disability Expo. This performance I'm actually about to go on now is my little practice for the expo.
And speaking of the expo, what can people expect from the centre stage? If people come along and go, "Oh, Eva Abley, she sounds nice," what can they expect from you?
You might wet yourself laughing. No, I'm hoping to do some comedy while spreading awareness for cerebral palsy.
How important is comedy when talking about something like cerebral palsy or any other disability, for example?
I think it really positive good because I think it's better than people sitting there listening to facts and facts and facts about cerebral palsy, and to put it in a funny way makes people want to listen to it more, and then they're because they're engaged in it, they're understanding it more.
And what got you specifically into comedy?
Um, well, obviously, homeschooled, and after a really difficult time at school, I wanted to find my voice again, and I found being on stage really gave me that opportunity to have people listening to me. Felt like I was in control.
And you speak about finding your voice and being listened to. How important is it to have disabled talent and disabled voices represented, not just in comedy, but in all forms of media, from the top right the way down to the bottom?
Oh, I think it's so important, and that anyone, no matter who you are, you can show your talent. You don't need to be embarrassed because how you look or how you talk or how you act. You just have to go out there like anybody else and show everybody what you can do. And I think now there are a lot more disabilities going on stage than there was years ago, and I think that's incredible.
I couldn't agree more. So I'm going to be there with the grumpy gits. More importantly, Eva Bloody Abbey is going to be there doing stand-up comedy. You might wet yourself laughing. Her words, not mine. So, like we said, 6th and 7th of July, the Excel London. Come say hey and come get involved. And who knows, Eva, you might inspire the next great disabled stand-up comedian on those 2 days. That'd be cool.
Oh, well, if I make one person laugh, I will be happy.
If you make one person laugh, you did a better job than I did.
Give over, Adam. Give over. Eva, I'm so looking forward to seeing you on stage. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. That's worth coming alone, I've got to be honest. So don't forget, register for free. You can get your tickets. There's a number of ways. The website is running across the bottom right now. There it is, www.disabilityexpo.com. You can scan the QR code on the screen just above Adam there. Get your phone out, give that a scan. You can also click the link in the body of this broadcast. Wherever you're watching it, it does say register for free. So make sure you head on over. You will see Adam Pearson there. You will see Eva there as well. It is going to be an absolute cracker. Eva, we better let you go, actually, haven't we? If you're due on stage in a minute.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a real pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and I can't wait to see you at Expo.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. And Adam, you must be looking forward to it as well.
I am absolutely stoked. It's been a long time coming, and I found myself just going through my calendar today, going, "Oh yeah, that's coming up. It's going to be really good," and I get to see people in the flesh who I normally only see on like a screen, or have like brief chats with online. The community is going to come together, and that's a great thing about the Expo. It's made for the community and by the community. And I reckon this is going to be the start of something incredibly awesome.
And Adam, you're going to be recording an episode of your podcast there. What can we expect from that?
Oh, we'll have our regularly recurring segments. We'll be doing a little game show at some point. And we want a lot of audience interaction on this one. I think people, if we just sit there and do the normal thing with an audience, that's going to be dull. So we want the audience to get involved. And we always say the audience are just this grumpy git. So come along, get involved, and laugh along. It's going to be epic. I'm going to be doing some cooking as well. Those of you that saw me on the old Celeb MasterChef might know, didn't do so hot. But we're going to have another go. So come and try my cooking if you're brave enough.
I will come and try your cooking. I'm definitely brave enough. Yes, it is an interactive show. This is also an interactive show as well. A couple of people have been getting in touch as well. There they are on screen. Representation matters. Thank you for this conversation. That's from Rachel. A few more coming in as well. So do comment below. We can see them. We can show them on screen as well. Right, Adam and Eva, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time out. So we're going to have to let you guys go because I know you're so busy. But we're going to move on to the next section of this show. It's going to be the People's Panel, and we're going to be joined by Gavin Neate. And here's a little look at a video before we bring our next guest in. Eva, Adam, thank you. Take care. Have a good evening, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
See ya.
One of the most important aspects of Disability Expo is empowering people with a disability to have their voice heard on the issues that matter to them. The People's Panel is a forum-style theatre where pressing topics will be discussed by influential and knowledgeable panellists, as well as providing a safe space for our delegates to join the conversation and share their unique experiences. A key topic we will be discussing is disability representation in the media. Let's hear from some of our panellists on why this is such an important conversation for us to have.
Hi, I'm Roxy Murray. I am a sex and body positive MS disability activist. I am passionate about better disability representation in media because I believe there is not enough of it. I believe it is necessary and needed for disabled people to be able to see themselves on TV and media overall. This is both empowering and beautiful to be able to share our stories and for the wider world to hear from our unique experiences.
Hi, it's Nate Williams here. I'm the founder and chair of the Ability Group in Sport, the first disabled network in the UK for sports media professionals. I'm excited to be here and I'm passionate about this topic because there's been an increase in disabled people working in the sports media like myself for 12 years, and I just can't wait to see more people come through and progress in this industry.
Also appearing on our People's Panel is presenter, journalist and DJ Jordan Jarrett Bryan. He said, "I'm really looking forward to attending the Disability Expo. These events are so important in making sure people with disabilities are heard and empowered to gain their rights, be it in the workplace or everyday life. I'm looking forward to listening to the ideas from the panel and audience and working out how we can progress as a community. I firmly believe people with disabilities are not taken as seriously as others, and it's an injustice. We bring huge economic and personal value to society, and it's about time we stopped asking for respect and take it. A diverse range of topics and panellists have been selected, and we will engage with Disability Expo community to shape the conversations we have on the day. Beyond this 2-day event, we want to take forward the issues raised and campaign for real change. So register your free ticket to Disability Expo and be part of the movement.
Yeah, how good does that sound? I'm delighted to be joined by Gavin. Now, Gavin, I did see you bopping away in the background there. I was doing exactly the same. It's so catchy, that music, isn't it?
Well, the music's freaking awesome, but actually I've got goosebumps here, and I'm just buzzing for the whole event. And I'm actually sitting with a friend of mine, John Attenborough, who I would consider to be like one of the best, most positive disability advocates out there. He wouldn't consider himself a disability advocate, and I think that's the secret here, is there are people out there who are just doing stuff. Just a little bit about my background. So 1996, I joined Guide Dogs for the Blind. I am and identify as non-disabled, or rather non-disabled yet. But I joined Guide Dogs in 1996, and I was a guide dog mobility instructor for 18 years. Wow. So I was training people how to use guide dogs. But I considered myself, even back then, a new style charity worker, in that I considered myself to be like Lewis Hamilton's pit crew.
Oh,
so
nice. Yeah.
I was the guy changing the tires on the person who was going out there to perform.
Yeah.
And I think I felt that there was this change around the people that I considered my peers, where we were there purely as catalysts for change and the providers of services, where the other person went off and was brilliant, like a pit crew person. But at the end of that, the pit crew, Lewis Hamilton would stand up on the stage and he would go, "Thanks, guys." And the pit crew would all be down the bottom there going, "Give us a champagne, Lewis." And I consider myself to be that person. So I have to admit, more of my friends are disabled people who achieve than non-disabled people who don't achieve. So I get really buzzy when I get involved in this stuff.
You haven't stopped smiling since you've come into this.
I've been smiling all day. There's a good reason for that. So I was at RNIB at Glasgow Science Centre for their innovation tech stuff. Yeah. And then amazingly tonight, my company is in the finals for the Tech for Good Award for independent living. So I find out at 7:30 tonight whether we won Tech for Good for Welcome, which is my company.
That's 10 minutes away. Gavin, can I make a special request then? Can I ask you to stay in the studio? And message wildly in the chat at the bottom when you found out, and can we bring you back in at some point?
Dude,
can I ask you to do that?
John's going mental. And I'm in my motorhome. For anybody that can see that I live in a motorhome, and right now the backdrop is my motorhome. But this is about the people's panel. I know I am so well connected with disabled people because I surround myself with these amazing, positive people. And I know the guys that are going to be... I'm at Disability Expo for 2 days, and I just said, I just want to be there. I want to soak it up. I want to help, and anything I can do to help. So yeah, when I get a chance to come back, I'll if I don't win it, I'll be crying. I'll be crying.
Well, breaking news either way. Gavin's either won or he hasn't. If you don't see him again, if you don't see him until the Disability Expo, we know which way it's gone. But
yeah, I'm going to be there anyway. I've already booked my ticket. I'm coming down from Inverness. I'll be at Disability Expo.
I'll tell you something, just getting nominated though, Gavin, is incredible. Are you going to be taking a panel topic then? And if so, what are you going to be discussing?
Yeah, so I'm doing the housing panel topic, but ultimately I'm pretty much comfortable being in any panel because ultimately I'm there to point at the people that are doing stuff. But the people that I've got Nick Wilson in the panel, and I've got Fiona Jarvis, and I've got I've forgotten the other person, but I know Nick and I know Fiona really well because Blue Badge Style is the stuff that Fiona does, and Nick Wilson I follow really closely on LinkedIn. Nick's life story is amazing. He's ex-forces, I'm ex-forces as well, so I'll just be asking them about their experiences and then listening, and this is key for anybody who's an ally, and I consider myself an ally. I'll be listening to what they say and then responding to what they've said, and then going for questions that beyond what they've actually said. And I think that's key for allyship across our entire country. Stop telling disabled people what they should be doing, listen to what they're doing, and then respond to what they're doing, and then help removing the barriers so that they can go off and do their Formula One driving or whatever it is they're wanting to do.
I love the analogy of Formula One. I'm a big motorsport fan myself as well. So thank you for bringing that. We actually saw at the start of this particular section, the People's Panel, we saw a little clip from Jordan Jarrett Bryan. We can actually hear from him now as well in a little bit more detail. He's going to be at the Expo as well. So let's just hear from Jordan Jarrett Bryan, hear what he had to say about the Expo.
What's up, everybody? Hope you're all well and happy. Just a quick reminder to join us on the 6th and 7th of July for Disability Expo event. I will be speaking on a couple of panels. I'll be speaking on a panel discussing representation of disability in the media, and I'll also be speaking about the intersectionality of being disabled and black, or disabled and a woman, or disabled and working class in the media too. These are two issues and topics that are very personal to me. You know, as a black man myself with disability, I've had a lot of experience of seeing but also feeling what it's like to miss out on opportunities and navigating the media industry with those two parts of my identity. So I'm really keen to hear other people's thoughts as well. And also representation generally, I think is key, and being disabled alone is something that needs to be discussed more. There's a lot of work being done to you know, offer opportunities to people who are black, to women, to people from the LGBTQ community, but I think disability is the final one that hasn't really been discussed enough. So I'm really keen to speak on that as well and hear other people's thoughts too. So join us at the Disability Expo on the 6th and 7th of July. I'll be there on the 7th doing both those panels. Looking forward to it. See you there. Take care. Peace.
Fantastic. It's great to hear from him. He's excited as you, I think, Gavin. Look, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for doing it. And thank you so much. I can't wait to meet you, by the way, Gavin.
I'm going to be hugging. So I know Isaac Harvey very well, and Isaac and I have this thing that I have to hug him every time I see him. So if I'll be hunting Isaac down, but if anybody sees me, I need a hug. So just come and give me a hug.
You got it. You like mine.
Yes, man.
Run it up. That's Gavin. Gavin, Nick. Thank you, Gavin. Don't forget, don't go too far, just in case. 6 minutes and you should find out whether you've won that award or not. For those of you tuning in right now, don't forget, of course, you can register for free for the Disability Expo 2023. The website's running right there. Look, there it is, right there, disabilityexpo.com. You can just scan that QR code right there as well, or there's a link in the body of this broadcast. Give it a click. It will take you straight through. Register completely for free, 6th to 7th of July at the Excel Centre in London. Right, we're going to move on to our next section now. We've got Simon and Chad. They are waiting in the green room. It's the gaming zone. We're going to find out a little bit more. Let's play a video.
The Disability Expo, powered by Adapt IT, presents The Gaming Zone. Come and hang out with like-minded gamers and try the latest assistive gaming technology. Test your skills against the best retro games or modern titles. On both days of the event, there will be multiple gaming areas, supporting differing levels and types of disability. Plus, there will be exciting competitions for our visitors to enter. You can also watch and interact with our Twitch streamers playing games throughout the day, including Melody Powell, Carling Lama and Jeffy Plays. So let's hear from Simon, Managing Director of Adapt IT, who we are partnering with to bring this gaming zone to fruition.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Simon and I'm from the Adapt IT team. So Adapt IT started from the vision from a gentleman called Martin Sliper back in 2001. His vision was to help people with disabilities access IT and gain the benefits that you get from using IT. We took it on after looking for solutions to help my father-in-law, who had Parkinson's at the time, be able to access IT. Partnering with the Disability Expo, you know, it's really nice to be able to work with people that are like-minded. This industry is about helping people. We're not disabled ourselves, but the people developing the Disability Expo are. They get it. They understand the struggles and the frustrations. So not only are we partnering with them, they're part of the community that we're engaging with in order to understand what we need to do as a business to be better and to help them make the most of the assistive technology that they can access.
We're looking forward to meeting you, playing games and having a laugh, whether you're new to gaming or an esport legend in your own home. We can show you how you can start or continue gaming, whatever your age or ability. So register your free ticket now at thedisabilityexpo.com to join the fun this July, and keep an eye on social media for Gaming Zone updates.
Oh yes, everybody! You've just heard from him. Simon's here, and Chad's here as well. Gentlemen, how are you? We're all bopping away. We're all having a good time, bopping away in the back, aren't we? Chad, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
Perfect. Absolutely crisp to a T. But we would expect that with you guys, wouldn't we? Because you guys know a thing or two about tech and gaming, of course. Let's just touch on it quickly, guys. What sort of games are we going to have available there?
Well, I'll tell you what, Ian, we're going to have all the best games, which of course were all made before the 1990s. No, just kidding. A bit of a retro fan there. But no, on the day, you can imagine that we're going to have a lot of the latest games, everything from things like Diablo 4. We're going to have the Pokemon games. We're going to have Mario Kart. You know, you can't have anything without a bit of Switch Sports as well. So, you know, if you want to play it, the chances are we're going to have it, and we're going to make it accessible so that absolutely everybody can play along.
Well, let's talk about that actually, Chad. Let's come to you. Talk about a little bit the adaptive technology so everybody can have a go.
So there's going to be a lot of different things. We're going to have the eye trackers. There will be the foot pedals that have obviously been modified. So obviously people who are, you know, just unable, or it's a little bit harder for them to use their arms and hands, have better access using their feet. Simon can talk a little bit more about the bed that he has coming to the expo. We're going to have a fully accessible bed there for people to try out, or if you need that for yourself, you can try out the Pac-Man themed bed that we have had created for the expo.
Simon, you got to tell us more about that.
Yeah, so our fabulous friends at Centrabed have developed a bed which they can theme any way you want it. So we contacted them and said, hey, look, we've got this gaming zone. We're going to be playing games. We're going to be having a bit of a party. What can you do for us? And they went, I'm sure we can do something. Next thing we know, we've got a bed. It's going to be Pac-Man themed. We're going to have ultra sensitive equipment on there as well, which means that, you know, if you've got very limited movement, you'll still be able to play games. And who knows, you might be able to get a couple of games of Pac-Man in while you're led on the Pac-Man bed, which we're just super psyched for.
Well, you're like, that's pre-1990. There you go, Pac-Man. What year did Pac-Man come out, the original? Did you know? Does anybody know? Comment if you know, by the way. If anybody knows, let us know in the comment section, because without Googling it as well.
Oh, come on.
I'll tell you what, you can Google it. You can Google it.
I was a kid, so, you know, it's going to be a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm not having that, Simon. I'm not having that. We've spoken about, obviously, the adaptive technology. We talked about the games available. Are you going to be streaming any of the games as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So the fantastic thing about the Gaming Zone is we've got our streaming and podcast area, and we'll come back to Chad in a sec. But as you saw on the video, we've got the amazing Caring Llama. She's going to be streaming throughout Thursday. We've also got Wobbly Gamer, who's going to be there. Our friend Matt, he's going to be gaming. Not quite sure what he's going to play yet. Could be a bit of FIFA 23.
Oh, yes.
Could be Diablo 4. He's keeping us on tender hooks with regards to that. But either way, it's going to be fantastic. And then we've got several podcasts, of which my good friend Chad is going to be doing his Unsighted Radio live from the Disability Expo. Chad, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so I host the Unsighted Radio podcast. It's available anywhere you can listen to it. And I started it a year ago, and it's just a discussion with the entire community. I try to include as many lived experiences as possible, talk to as many experts as possible, organizations offering services. And it was just amazing. I sat down one day with Simon and we recorded an episode together, and he and I just connected with our passion and love of gaming. And he extended the very kind invitation to come over to London, England to do the Disability Expo. So I'm super excited to be able to attend the Expo. It's an absolute honor. I'm really looking forward to recording a live episode of my podcast, but also we have a special podcast in store as well, which we could talk about now. And it's something we've been working on. Simon, I, and of course, Chris Lee Smith of the Grumpy Gets. We have decided to launch a 3 Guys in a Console podcast, which is going to be a gaming podcast. And we'll be doing a live episode of that one there too.
That sounds absolutely incredible. So it's a gaming podcast. What's the first sort of subject about then? Are we going to go retro games? Are we going to go modern games? Just a general overview. What can we expect to hear in it?
It's kind of all over the place. I think Simon, Chris, and I all represent our own kind of like eras of gaming. Simon knows so much about retro gaming. He is like the wizard on that. I'm kind of the in-between. You know, I grew up in the 90s, so I kind of had the N64, PlayStation 2s. And then Chris, he does a lot of the more modern gaming, so the PS5, Xbox Series X stuff. So we kind of have our own loves and passions, but we do talk a lot about retro gaming. We do a segment where we look at the charts, compare the current top 10 selling games with, say, the top 10 selling games of like 1980 or 1990.
I love
that. Yeah, we try and bring as much of the retro and the modern together as possible.
Well, you boys are gonna love me because I had an Amiga 500, Commodore 64, basically when I was very young. But I also had a PlayStation 2. But my favourite game, I'm going to both ask you this in a minute, what your favourite games are. My favourite game of all time is Monkey Island. You ever played it?
Yeah, on the A500. In fact, they're doing a Sea of Thieves and Monkey Island crossover coming out this year. So a big thing for Monkey Island. But great cartoon. I've actually got an A500 up in my games room, Ian. So we're going to have to get together and have a few games.
What's your favourite game then, Simon? Favourite game of all time? You only play one more game forever. What's it going to be?
Centipede,
okay.
Centipede from 1982, 83. So you're basically, it's kind of a Galaxian or Space Invaders clone, except you've got all these little mushrooms around and a centipede goes across the screen and you've basically got to shoot it.
Brilliant.
It's simple, it's easy to play, and you can lose your life. It's amazing.
Chad, what about you?
Mine is not Centipede. Man, it's a tie between either Tales of Symphonia or Persona 4 Golden. I love my JRPGs, so those are my two. But maybe to throw in more of like a platformer, Banjo-Kazooie. Always love me some Banjo.
There you go. Fantastic. The gaming zone is going to be at the Disability Expo. You'll see Simon and Chad there. Make sure you do go over and say hello and get playing some of the games and maybe try out that Pac-Man bed as well because it does sound pretty cool. Don't forget you can register for free. Just there, scan that QR code. It'll take you straight through to the website that's running across the bottom right now, thedisabilityexpo.com. Or there's a link wherever you're watching this. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn and YouTube as well. There's a link in the body of this broadcast. Just give it a click. Again, it'll take you straight through. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to move on to our next zone, which is the employable zone. Simon, Chad, again, can't wait to see you next month, in a couple of weeks, actually, isn't it? It's going to be, I'm going to be coming along playing a bit of FIFA. I'm looking forward to that. Here's a little video about our employable zone whilst we get our next guests in. Thank you.
See you there. Take care.
Take care, guys.
Sponsored by Amazon and in partnership with Evenbreak, the Disability Expo Employable Zone is designed to empower people living with a disability to reach their full career potential. Connect with DEI leads from an array of inclusive employers, plus attend talks on flexible working, selling your skills, accessing education, and building the career that you want. Exhibitors will also showcase products and software that could assist you in your work and may be eligible for funding through Access to Work. Jane Hatton, director of Evenbreak, said, We are delighted to be showcasing Even Break at the Employable Zone at Disability Expo. We know that disabled people are premium candidates and bring so much value to the workplace, but are often overlooked. Even Break can support disabled people looking for new or better work and help them find jobs with employers who will also value their skills. Even Break is the only specialist job board run for and by disabled people. So register for your free ticket at www.thedisabilityexpo.com and join us at Excel in London on the 6th and 7th of July.
Yeah, there we go. Fantastic stuff to hear. As you can see, we're joined by our next two guests. And the screens have moved around now. I'm up here, and I was over there. There we go. Right, we've got Jamie Shields with us, Chandy Green as well. Both gentlemen are going to be hosting panel discussions there as well. Chandy, let's start with you. You're going to be hosting the Employment Access Within Health and Social Care panel. Tell us more.
Yeah, so that I think we're going to be looking at the role of, like, in health and social care. Obviously, we're helping people who experience disability in different ways, and I think it's so important to value that lived experience of the people we're helping, especially when most healthcare professionals they don't understand necessarily the social model of disability, which I know the event's really bringing to light, and that shows that disabled people aren't a problem, and the medical model would say that they need to be fixed to fit into society, whereas the social model says that we are amazing as we are, and society has a role to change and adapt to us as well. So it's really looking at the opportunities for employment around how do we get people with lived experience into those roles where they can make a change, but also supporting those who are currently employed to make sure that they have the ability to look after their own health and well-being.
I suppose that brings us actually into Jamie's topic quite nicely as well, because equal employment opportunities is quite a big subject, isn't it, Jamie? You're obviously very knowledgeable in it. Are we getting better, certainly over here in the UK?
Oh God, I don't know if I should lie or if I should be true. Truthfully, we are probably better talking about it. Rather that is the same in reality is probably not the same. But yes, I am hosting a panel around inclusive employment. As we know, statistically, disabled people are twice as likely to be in employment. And I think if we looked beyond those statistics, we know that trying to find belonging in employment as a person with disability / disabled person, it's challenging, and companies aren't accessible, they aren't inclusive. So our panel discussion is going to be a mix of lived experience, talking about, kind of what have you been through, what is that experience like from a different diversity of disability, but equally speaking to some employers who are either at the start of their journeys and what they're planning to do, or employers who are at the end goalpost, talking about what they have done. Because there's no end to disability inclusion. We will continuously be advocating for it. And you'll probably ask me that same question, are we getting better in 10 years? And it'll probably be the same answer. We're still talking about it, but there's slight progress.
But that's important though, isn't it? We need to talk about it first. And of course, the Disability Expo is a great platform to do that. But then action needs to be taken as well. So once we leave the Disability Expo on the 6th and 7th of July, Chandy, let's come to you first. What do you hope is going to happen and change? Are we looking to make people more aware, or can we actually do something and make a change?
I think initially we have to identify the problem, and that's that disability and mental health, it's such an inclusive group, and anyone can become disabled at any moment. They could be born with a disability or they can acquire one. And I think that makes it so much more complex, because that individual approach that we need to give to everyone to make sure they feel valued and understood in their role, whether that's in full-time employment or a part-time role, is so important. And how do we adapt and we work around their needs and make sure that they feel supported to live their best life, essentially. And I think that's what Disability Expo is hoping to do, is to bridge that gap and have those open and honest conversations, because it's not about having a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about having that unique perspective that allows us to adapt to an individual's needs.
Yeah, absolutely. It is about adapting and moving on, isn't it? We talk about equal employment, we talk about these things, and change does have to happen. But I think, you've got to start with a problem, haven't you? And we're certainly going to do that at the Disability Expo. What else are you looking forward to, Jamie? Are you going to be milling around for the 2 days, or are you just there for the one?
Oh, I'm there for the full 2 days. I am hosting an accessibility panel as well. I am doing a fireside chat with JD. I will be in the gaming zone because I'm a massive Pokemon fan. I'm a Pokemon master, just putting that out there. So I will be in the gaming zone. But equally, I'm just excited for people with a lived experience to actually be able to attend. Because, Shandy's talked about the social model of disability. We're disabled by society. It's the barriers and of inaccessibility and the ableism in society that disables us. And I think that for the first time, having that lived experience, actually talking about the problems, talking about the challenges, that's where we'll get the answers. We're the solution. So I think that's what I'm looking forward most to. But equally, to play Pokemon.
I've never played Pokemon. A little secret.
That is a shame.
I can name Pikachu, and that's about it.
That doesn't count. Does not count.
Chandy, you're going to be a busy man, aren't you? Throughout Disability Expo, what else is on your plate?
Yeah, so I'm currently doing the social media for Disability Expo as well. So going to be going around asking people to share their views on what's going on, and also share their lived experience, because I think that's what we really want to get across, is that disability is a lived experience by each individual. And I think that's what the team have been really passionate about, and why the event exists is because there's nothing like it that allows people to be themselves and to really be valued as part of the community, and building that conversations around, like we've heard today, like the People's Panel, it's giving a voice to disabled people. And I think that's really important. So I'll be going around doing that, but also just kind of enjoying the event, because I think there's so much going on, like we've heard, like with the cooking from Adam and everything like that. I think there's just so much to look forward to that I'm not going to have enough time on my hands to go and see everything.
Adam did say, come in. I think he's doing a dessert, isn't he? He said, come and try it if you dare. I'm going to go try it. Are you brave enough, Chandy? Are you brave enough?
Yeah, I saw him on MasterChef. I don't think it was that bad as my cooking, so I think I'll give it a go.
Jamie, you going to try it? Are you brave enough?
Listen, I am autistic, so my relationship with food is very complicated. And unless I've made it or I've seen it made in front of me, it's probably not happening. I'm registered blind, so I'm not seeing it happen, so probably not.
I appreciate the honesty. Jamie, just before I let you guys go, let's start with you, Jamie. Just give me one reason why people should come and attend the Disability Expo, whether they're disabled or not.
Yeah, disability is part of the human experience. Like, it's not non-disabled to disabled. It's part of the human experience. We all experience disability, whether it be temporary, whether it be permanent. And as Shandy alluded to earlier, 80% of the disabled community acquired their disability later in life. So disability is part of the human experience. Come meet disabled people, hear from disabled people, connect, and there's disabled business owners there. Support the community. It's Disability Pride Month. Come and see the actual pride of the community.
Very well said. Chandy, same question to you. Why should people come along to... I mean, this shows reason enough to come along, surely, from what we've seen so far. But if anybody's still in two minds, why haven't they registered yet? Why should they come along, Chandy?
I think because it's not a business like any other. They want people to be heard and be seen, which I think in today's economic climate is so important, especially as disabled people. We need to be seen and heard and represented. And I think that's what this event will achieve, hopefully.
Excellent stuff. Guys, I can't wait to see you both. I really, really appreciate you giving up your time and coming on this evening. Don't forget, registration is free. The disabilityexpo.com. Make sure you do register before coming to the Excel Centre on the 6th and 7th of July. You can type it out, the disabilityexpo.com, or you can click the link in the body of this broadcast. We're live across Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn. We're going to be live on the 6th as well at the Disability Expo. However, if you can be in person, I really would recommend coming down. You can just scan the QR code just next to Jamie there. There's a QR code. Thank you for... Oh, perfect. Look at that. He's a pro. Give that a scan and it will again take you straight through to the registration page. We can't wait to see you. And we've still got more coming up in this show as well. Jamie, Chandy, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us. Can't wait to see you on the 6th and the 7th. But we've got our next guests waiting in the wings as well. And our next section is Have a Go. Here's a video.
Why not try something new at Disability Expo? The Have a Go Zone will be packed full of fun and inclusive activities for people of all abilities to enjoy. We're working in partnership with the charity FAB to bring this zone to life. FAB inspires and supports disabled and non-disabled children, young people and adults to make more of their life together. Breaking down community barriers, reducing social isolation and creating opportunities for all involved to enjoy the same activities and challenges side by side. The FAB ethos is a perfect fit for the Have a Go Zone, which welcomes people of all abilities to join together in trying something new. There are 130 FAB clubs across England, where people come together for all sorts of social events and activities, as well as FAB camps and one-off special events. You can get a taste of what it's like to be part of the FAB family through the range of activities they'll be organising as part of our fun-packed zone timetable. Andy Craddock from Birmingham Wheelchair Basketball will also be offering taster sessions. Community means a lot to Andy, who has been nominated for the Inspiration of the Year Award for Community Sports and Recreation Alliance in 2022. Boccia England will also be running a session. If you haven't heard of Boccia, it's a great target ball sport where the player throws the ball from a seated position, making it ideal for wheelchair users, with the intention of landing it as close as possible to a white marker ball. If you prefer something on the creative side, why not express yourself in a drama workshop with Adele Spinelove? Adele is a writer and mother of 2 sons, one of whom has a rare neurodevelopmental syndrome called ADNP. We have plenty more activities up our sleeve for the Have a Go Zone that we can't wait to share with you, so there's guaranteed to be something for everyone. Disability Expo is all about connecting with like-minded people through activities like these, as well as enriching your life by trying something new. Who knows, you may find a new passion. So register for your free ticket at the Disability Expo for a day that is not just informative, but also full of fun and discovery.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. And as you can see, I'm delighted to be joined by Mick Scarlett, the CEO of FAB. Nick Wilson's with us as well. He's going to be on the centre stage as well. Gentlemen, Mick, let's start with you. How are you? Are you excited for the Disability Expo?
I am, Ian. I'm very well. I'm currently stuck at home. Ironically, I feel like I should have been also in the last section, because before I became CEO of FAB, my job was basically going around the country trying to get employers to understand how to employ more disabled people. And next Thursday, I'm talking to the BBC about this very subject. So it's something that we're quite keen on at FAB, is to try and use our experience of working with disabled and non-disabled people to get people into work, but also to get people to have lots and lots of fun, which is what's at the heart of what FAB does.
We're going to touch more on that in a minute to make FAB. I love how everybody's so happy. I really, really do. Nick, are you excited? You're looking forward to the Disability Expo?
No.
Something tells me that's not true.
I like to be the odd one out, and you just said everyone's so happy. I just couldn't resist it. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Yes, I am. No, I am. It's I've been in mental health for a number of years now, championing men's mental health and PTSD from my time in the army and things like this, and suicide prevention. And I ended up in a power wheelchair in October 21. And so the learning curve around accessibility and even silly things like, where do you get a flipping radar key from for the toilets and stuff? Being disabled doesn't come with a manual, telling you where all these things are. So it's been a massive learning curve. And
I'm so old that when I'm part of the generation that when you became unable to walk, I lost my ability to walk at 15. They gave you a radar key like you were joining a private members club. And it was like, so he's like, oh, welcome to the club. Here's your key. Here's your badge for parking. Welcome. So it's, it's not like that now. Now you have to buy them on eBay. But
yeah. It's totally. See, when they said radar, I thought it was an amazing bit of tech where you just held it up to the door like a hotel room. Yeah. I thought it was something like that. Not something that's bigger than a flipping house key or a key for a castle front door.
Those big, massive.
They are big.
Metal things.
They are big. Yeah. They are big.
Well, actually, Nick, you're going to talk about. You're on the centre stage, aren't you? And your talk is about Have a Go, Save My Life. Is that right?
Yeah. So, like I say, I have been in wheelchair since October 21. I'm an army veteran. I have suicidal ideation and been battling with loneliness and isolation for the past 18 months or so. And one of the key things that literally saved my life was the ability, once I got the power chair, to be able to go out and do things. Yeah. And then I started looking around for what can be done. And I started doing challenges. So I crowdfunded to get a recumbent trike. And then I did a 385-mile cycle ride from Margate to Land's End to raise money. Last year, I became the first person to complete the Ridgeway Trail, over 96 kilometers in 2 days on a power chair. And in September, I'm going up Mount Snowdon in a completely totally original, newly designed and developed powered mobility chair by Rock Engineering, and they're going to bring it along. They're still building it, like they're literally got to fabricate parts for it because it just doesn't exist. So they're bringing it along, and yeah, everything, a lot of the work that I'm doing now, the videos that I create online as disabled adventurer, is all about encouraging people, not just the extreme stuff, but archery, shooting, virtual reality stuff that you can do, and just a wide range. And when I started the video series doing this, I then found how much activities there are out there. You don't have to get into sport. There's so many stuff, and that's really what I want to bring along to the show.
Well, actually, that leads us in, Nick. You perfect segue then for me to go on to my next question for Mick. Because what fab activities can people take part in the Have a Go?
Oh, hang on. My brain isn't clever enough to remember all of them because it is going to be so jam-packed. We've got loads of sports stuff. There's wheelchair basketball, as you said. There's rugby. There's bocce. There's also an event, I understand, where everyone can have a go at skating with roller skates and wheelchairs combined. So anyone that remembers the film Rollerball, it's a little bit like that. That's going to be fun, and that's going to go around the site. But then we've got stuff like poetry reading, art, dance. There's lots of dance going on because I like a bit of dancing. Basically, we've got all the physical stuff and then all the kind of arts and fun stuff. And the whole point is there will be something for you. Because I am very anti-sport. I'm not a big fan. When they said to me, I'll never walk again, I generally thought, hooray, no more PE. so the Paralympics for me, real letdown. But art, acting, music, dance, I love it. So we've made sure that it's really balanced and there's something for everyone. So if you come along, you can have a go at something sporty and then have a go at something arty. And whatever, it's going to be great. There's 2 days of just so much stuff that I would bore everyone to sleep if I tried to list it all. But yeah, come along, you're going to love it.
And that's the big thing, Mick, isn't it? It doesn't, I always thought when they're trying to get us active, it was like you'd have to do a sport, wheelchair rugby, wheelchair, and a lot of it is wheelchair football, wheelchair golf, wheelchair. But actually it's just about getting people socializing and out the front door at the moment, isn't it? And getting them to find fun. Again, I was really lucky. I am so old that the sport thing hadn't started when I was. I mean, Tanny Gray was still racing in like wheelchairs that you buy off sort of eBay for 50 quid because that's what we all had. But music and DJing and art and acting with Grey Eye and stuff like that was all stuff I did like right at the start when Grey Eye was a little tiny thing that had just been started up by Nabil, and it's grown and grown and grown. And that's the thing. Now there's so much for disabled people to do and try. But the big one is as well, you don't have to be disabled. You can come along and have a go at wheelchair basketball and not need a wheelchair because you want to try it. And I think that's the key. It's about, I've always said that for me, one day there'll be this sort of join over where all of the sports come together in one single event, one Olympics event. And there'll be this kind of crossover where you can go down the park and play wheelchair rugby with your mates. All your mates don't have to be wheelchair users. You can just go along and have a game. You're not excluded. And that's what's at the heart of FAB. And that's why we were so keen to get involved with Disability Expo. The whole idea of everyone coming together, everyone having a great day, trying stuff out, and then doing all the other stuff, the games, the listening to panels, the main stage. It's going to be a day of fun and enjoyment. And annoyingly, I'm not sure I'm going to be well enough to come. I booked my telly presence already so that I can come. So if I can't make it in the flesh, anyone that knows watches the Big Bang Theory, you can come and meet me as Sheldon's Sheldon bot. It will be the Mick bot. And I'll announce what time it is when they tell me when I can come. That is if I'm not well enough. It's one of the joys of being involved in a major car accident and fracturing your spine for the 3rd time is I'm a bit poorly. Don't look it, it's all the makeup.
Oh, you look fantastic, Mick. You look absolutely fantastic. What you can do, though, Mick, if you can't make it, you can watch the live stream on the 6th. So we are going to be there hanging around, interviewing people, talking. So if you can't make it on the 6th, we're going to give people a flavour and get down on the 7th. But if you can make it both days, do register right here. Scan that QR code or visit thedisabilityexpo.com. Or there's, wherever you're watching this, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn. I've said it enough times already, but there is a link in the body of this broadcast. Give it a click. It will take you straight through to where you can register for free at the Excel London Centre. You've got to be there. You've just got to be there. And if you can't be there, watch the stream on the 6th. And make sure you can be there on the 7th. Guys, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you taking the time out. Mick, if I don't see you, we must catch up, though. We really must.
My plan is to contact my doctor tomorrow and say, hurry up and fix me. You know, you've got a week. I've only been waiting 3 years, so I'm sure it'll happen in a week.
It will. Nick, I can't wait to see you. Definitely can't wait to see you. And I'm certainly going to come and watch your centre stage bit. Thank you so much for that. Don't forget, register your tickets. We've still got another section to come. It's the sensory zone. Here's a little video. Guys, thank you.
With the Disability Expo schedule packed full of content, we know that you may need some time out from the hustle and bustle. We have a dedicated area for you to find your zen and calm your senses. The sensory zone will offer a tranquil, accessible sensory space for all ages and abilities. Throughout the day, we've also scheduled activities within the space to support mindfulness and relaxation. Adaptive Yoga Live will be delivering sessions tailored to meet the unique needs and abilities of each person that would like to take part. Their experienced teachers create an inclusive and safe environment that is welcoming to everyone. Taking part in adaptive yoga can help you produce a state of calm, manage pain, and make connections with like-minded people. Adele Spinlove, who is both an author and SEND parent, will be giving a book reading. Adele uses her children's stories as a tool to help schools with their ongoing inclusion work by giving young readers advice on how to effectively include children that may be different to themselves. Rachel Smith-Ruffle, known as the Wonky Artist, will be giving us a painting demonstration. Following a spinal injury, Rachel was unable to use her fingers, and so she started painting two-handed lying down on her bed. She has turned her story around and is now an international artist. Sarah Harvey, who is also known as Agony Auti through her online presence, will be giving a talk on stimming. Sarah aims to share and foster autistic pride and culture, raising not just awareness but true understanding of autism, while advocating for autistic people's rights and identity. Make sure you follow us on social media for all the latest updates on the event and register your ticket at www.thedisabilityexpo.com.
Yes, everybody, here we are. We've got Miranda McCarthy's with us. Miranda, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Very good, thank you, very good. Thank you for coming on and joining us. We do have Mike as well. Mike, can you hear us? No, we can't. Right, we'll try and get Mike back, but for now we've got you, Miranda, and that is an absolute joy, I must say. It was great to see the video there for the sensory zone. Just tell us about the sessions in the sensory zone and what delegates can expect.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of breathing. We might do some visualization, using your imagination to reach a state of peace. And adaptive yoga, a lot of people associate yoga with, you know, bending yourself into a pretzel, but actually yoga is a form of meditation. And we practice yoga to reach an inner state of peace. So yeah, different tools and techniques.
I like that though, because yoga is it's very beneficial, isn't it? It's very, very beneficial. But it's an adaptive yoga live. Is that right?
Yes.
That you're going to be doing
Adaptive yoga.
Tell us a little bit more about that, because that's if somebody takes part in that.
Yeah.
What are they going to have to do?
Well, it will be very, very gentle movement, some breathing exercises, and a little bit of visualization using your imagination. But nothing too strenuous. And basically adaptive yoga for me really helped reduce my stress and the day-to-day of living with a disability. I've been disabled since I was 2, and I've got rheumatoid arthritis, and I've had 4 hips replaced. I've had 2 knees replaced, both ankles fused, and I found it really difficult to find ways to stay active. I could never join a group exercise class before. And I happened to find the only adaptive yoga class in the UK at the time, which was about a year before the pandemic. And I walked in, and there was a teacher sat in a chair, and then 8 people with different impairments came in, people in wheelchairs, people on walking sticks. And the teacher said, okay, let go of your day, prepare your mind for yoga. And then I watched every single person in the class do the same yoga pose, but differently, completely differently, and to their own abilities. So it was mind-blowing. Yeah.
So is that something that needs to change then? I mean, if you said just before the pandemic, there was only one in the UK.
Yes.
Is that a mission for you then to make even more and more and more? And how is that going?
100%. Like I if someone told me, 5 years ago, oh, you're going to be a yogi, you're going to be just doing yoga, I would have thought they were crazy. Like, no. But yeah, I mean, when I realized that every yoga pose virtually can be made accessible, you can do it seated, you can do it lying down, you can do it assisted, and all the benefits are the same: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. But the coolest thing for me was actually socializing and meeting other disabled people. All my friends were non-disabled, and my family was non-disabled, so it was a very lonely 44 years. And then meeting all these fantastic disabled yogis, I became a disability rights activist. I started referring to myself as disabled. I mean, that took a very long time. So it was life-changing for me. Yeah.
Life-changing indeed, but it looks like you're on the path to help and change a lot of other people's lives. As is our guest, I'm delighted to say, Miranda, we have managed to get Mike Cohen-Jones in. Let's bring him in. Here he is. There you are, Mike. It's good to see you again.
Welcome to the chaotic lifestyle of being a neurodiverse family. Nothing ever goes to plan.
Mike, we've been talking
I don't
about...
know where you're hearing me. My screen's freezing. Can you still hear me, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, we can still hear. Can you hear us, Mike? I think we're going to lose Mike here, unfortunately.
There he goes.
Are we back?
There you go, Mike. You're back. You're back. There you go. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you. Before we lose you again, and let's just quickly touch about Arms Rehab. And you're also an ambassador for the Disability Expo, aren't you?
Yeah, let me explain a little bit about that. So, obviously, the disabled community are at the heart of what we're doing with Disability Expo, quite right. But we also have the people in the background. You've heard already from Gavin Neat. He talks about being the pit crew to the Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Still hear me, guys?
Yeah, we got you back.
Okay, this is very chaotic.
We'll get there.
A bit like what Gavin was saying, being the pit crew.
It doesn't want him to finish that sentence, does it, about being a pit crew?
Guys, this is well worth waiting for, but we're losing it.
You were just saying, well, we'll give it one more go, but you were just saying about Gavin talking about being the pit crew to Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, I think we're going to have to take Mike out. It's a real shame, isn't it, Miranda? But I think he was going to touch on really the diverse range of guests that we've got coming up. Are you there for the 2 days, Miranda?
Yes, I am. Yeah, 6th and 7th. I'm so looking forward to it. Yeah.
So other than coming on to do the sensory zone and of course your adaptive yoga life, what else are you looking forward to at the Disability Expo?
Oh my gosh, there's so many things. I really want to try Kate Stanforth's dance lessons. There's so many disabled influencers that I'll get to meet for the first time. We've been connecting over Instagram and over social media since the pandemic. So it'll be the first time I actually get to meet people in real life. I'm so excited. Yeah.
It is going to be absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Look, Miranda, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you at the sensory zone. I might even take part.
Oh, please do.
Well. I'm not very flexible.
No, you don't have to be flexible. That's a myth.
No, exactly. Well, exactly that. It's people who say I'm not fit enough to go and exercise and things like that. Well, of course you
don't need to even move your body.
Just exactly that. Right, that is almost the end of the show. Miranda, you just stay there a little bit because it's lovely to have you. It really is. Just a quick reminder to everybody, don't forget you can register for free. There's a few ways that you can do it. At the bottom right now is www.thedisabilityexpo.com. That'll take you straight through to the website. Just register there. You could scan that QR code just there as well. Get your phone out, scan it. Again, it'll take you to the registration page. Or we're live across social media: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. I've said that once or twice already, but there is a link in the body of this broadcast, in the text, so give it a click it will take you straight through. The Disability Expo 2023, 6th and 7th of July. And Miranda, I'm going to let you go because I'm going to bring Chandy in. I think he's going to have a quick outro word with us. Let's bring Kat in as well, shall we? Miranda, I'm going to take you out. Thank you so much. Here's Kat and Chandy. Of course, two of the players behind the scenes who have really made the Disability Expo work. Guys, we're coming towards the end of the show, but really wanted you guys to have the final say. Chandy, you must be excited, right?
Yeah, really excited. And as you can tell, there's so much going on for everyone. It's not just like an event for one specific purpose. There's so much going on, and there's something for everyone, which I think is really amazing. And as you've heard, people can come along and they can get involved virtually if they're not able to attend in person, which I think makes it so inclusive and so everything's been put in place to help people have the best experience.
We must say, actually, mustn't we, Kat, that this is for everybody as well. It's the Disability Expo, of course, but it is for everybody, and we would love to see everybody come down, wouldn't we?
Absolutely. Above all, more than an exhibition, it's a celebration of our really diverse and rich community, and a celebration of everyone in it. And we do have a lot of accessibility kind of in place. We've sort of mentioned the virtual robots. If you go to our website as well, you'll be able to see that there are VSL tours you can book on. You can book the Sheldon Cooper robot for yourself. Just head to the disabilityexpo.com. Also, another thing to mention is we weren't able to get the captions to work on this. It wasn't for lack of trying. We know how important that is. So we will be repeating the live with captions, and there will also be live captions at Disability Expo for anyone in person. But also, I don't know if you're going to mention that you will be doing a live stream on the 6th as well.
Yeah, I've touched on that a few times. We will be there live. And just, again, another point on the captions. We'll go in and have a look after, see if we can get them turned on. I don't know if it's just a live thing they're not on. But don't worry. Wherever you're watching this video right now, it will stay there as well. So it's going to stay at the Disability Expo's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. So we will do the best we can to change the settings. But it's going to be repeated, this show, a couple of times probably before the actual expo gets underway. So if you want to watch it again, you can do. If you want to send the link to any friends or family members who haven't had a chance to tune in tonight but might want to watch it, please do like, comment, share, get it out. They've had quite a lot of comments coming in, especially on LinkedIn. So thank you to everybody getting in touch. We have seen them and we can't wait to see you all as well. Right, Chandy, Kat, you guys got a lot of work to do, so I better let you go. Again, thank you for everybody for tuning in and watching. A huge thank you to all of our guests as well. There's going to be so much going on. Do head over to the disabilityexpo.com to find out even more. And if you haven't already, make sure you get your tickets. And we'll see you on the 6th and 7th of July. Thanks for watching.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
The 6th and 7th of July 2023, we have a Disability Expo happening at the Excel Centre, London. An event full of inclusive activities, opportunity to network in a safe, accessible environment, panel discussions, and many exhibitors. Putting the I in disability, because I matter. We're more than a disability exhibition, we are a movement. You can register for free at www.disabilityexpo.com.